The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match start.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magny.
Treble 19 for double 18. Owens for a big steal.
Game shot on the second leg.
Will hopefully get at least a shot at the bull. Wants double 8 now. Robbie Martin,
Game
what
shot
a
on the
way to
first
start.
Opportunity for Osborne. Treble acquired. Single acquired. Double acquired.
Complete the job. Double 8. Oh, that's magnificent from Darren Webster. Exactly. Let's play darts on this Thursday night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's the first evening session of week 4, and you are very warmly welcomed along to our coverage here on Pluto TV. Hello, good evening, welcome along to the action, and it may well be a demolition job on this Thursday night here at the Super Series as Darren Webster makes his return to the tournament following 2 years away. The American Jim Whidmier is going to make his debut, and Colin Osborne continues his ever-present streak in Super Series campaigns. The 2015 champion of the world, Scott Mitchell, has been our ever-present this week. Scott, great to see you once again. We're at the midway point of things now. What would be your overall synopsis of things up to press?
Well, we thought it had everything this week. We thought it was going to have everything, and up to now, we've had Group A won by a couple of legs. We've had a tight run in Group C again this afternoon, and this is a mouthwatering Group B for us.
In terms of this afternoon, Ashley Coleman won 4 out of 5, and really from first start to last, he was ultra impressive, wasn't he?
He was ultra impressive. He only just nipped Tom Longsdale. Tom was really good as well, but Tom sort of slackened off towards the end of the day, whereas Ashley Coleman hit the panic, he hit the pedal to the metal, really.
So Ashley Coleman, top of the group. This is how the table looks as we head into Friday's play. Tom Lonsdale also on 8 points. Jamie Hughes on 6. Martin Turner on 4. With Nico Plovier and Jonathan Platt, both with work to do when it comes to Friday's play. So let's have a look at the tournament bracket. We're at the halfway stage of the week, and it was Derek Coulson that picked up the glory in Group A. Group C, of course, we'll see again tomorrow afternoon. Group B sees the arrivals of Jim Whidmier, Colin Osborne and Darren Webster to the mix, with Robbie Martin and Jamie Owens dropping out of Group A. And we're going to see Darren Webster return to the Live Lounge for the first time in 2 years. And there's one thing we know, regardless of the arena, when it comes to Darren. When he's here, expect fireworks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's one of those. He's like a little terrier on your leg. He doesn't go away. He keeps on at you. And even if you're in front of him, he never gives up.
He most certainly does. And you can tell he's been away for a while because Charlie Corsafine was refereeing that game. That was how long ago it was. So let's get into the crux of the odds then. And Robbie Martin is the man who goes off favourite 6-4 with the bookies. You watched him playing Group A. Are they justified odds?
Absolutely, I think so. I think Robbie was fantastic in Group A. A little unlucky maybe not to go through because he missed out. Had a couple of darts at Coulson himself to top him, but I think the bookies have got that right.
It is 18+. It is gambleaware.org if you're going to have a gamble on the Super Series tonight. Right, let's get into the action, and involved in our opening game is Jim Whidmier, the American, making his debut in this competition. And earlier on this evening, I caught up to gauge his thoughts ahead of his first match on the Live Lounge stage. Jim, great to see you here at the Modus Super Series. How much are you looking forward to the next couple of days?
I'm looking forward to it. I've been trying to get here, but now's my chance to show.
Debut here, first time at the Live Lounge. What was your first impressions on the building when you walked in?
It's an amazing place. Great setup. Yeah, I'm looking forward to make it happen.
How much do you know about the Modus Super Series prior to coming in tonight?
Not too much. I watched a few episodes of it, and a few people I know played on it, and they gave me some insights on it, and you know, it's a good experience to get under my belt.
What kind of experience? What have they kind of told you about the experience here? Those other people you've spoken to?
Oh, they said it's pretty intense. You know, every game means something, and you know, it's just not win or lose. It's how many legs you get and performance. So I'm looking to get on with it.
It's been a while since you've seen you on the TV screens in the United Kingdom. How have the darts been in recent times?
Up and down. You know, have some health problems, but getting over it. But you know, I'm trying to get back on top, and we'll see how it goes.
Have you set any goals for this week, or are you just going to take it all one game at a time?
One game at a time. Yeah.
And I know already you've got a few friends in the practice, with Darren Webster in particular.
Yeah, me and Darren, we got together. We went to Jeff Smith's birthday and talked about coming here and doing the Dutch Open and, you know, getting a good practice on. So, yeah, it's a good experience over here.
Well, I wish you all the very best over the next couple of days. Great to see you, Jim. Good luck out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, the biggest selling film of the winter is Wuthering Heights, and this group has the potential to take us to dizzying heights this evening. And we kick off with an Anglo-American battle as Jamie Owens and Jim Whidmier go head-to-head. Owens finished third in Group A, which means he's going to start and end the programme of matches tonight. Up against Jim Whidmier, a man who's played on the Lakeside stage on a number of occasions, the 56-year-old from parish in the United States, where he's hoping the church is going to be his parish over the course of the next couple of days. Up against the 36-year-old Jamie Owens, looking for back-to-back Champions Week appearances, is the man from Stockton-on-Tees. The world and life as a semi-professional footballer is very much on the back burner now. It's focusing on a career at the sharp end of the sport of tungsten. Paul Hinks is the man in the middle, presiding over proceedings tonight. A man who has officiated 4 World Championship finals in a distinguished career. And he's going to call forward Jim Whidmier
First leg, Jim,
to open up the night's proceedings. This is the first of 10 live games that we're broadcasting to you live this evening on Pluto TV. And this evening, it's me and the dog in the commentary box. How are you, Scotty?
Woof, woof. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
This is why we need to pre-plan these things.
You shouldn't drop those things on me without a warning. But yeah,
89.
Really looking forward to this evening. I think we've all got a few old friends in this group. And a few current ones and teammates. But yeah,
60.
Jim Whidmier's great to have him over. I remember speaking to Jim Whid back in my early days of Lakeside when he was coming over.
58.
And I said, what are you missing out on at home, Jim, work-wise? And he was from New York at the time, and there was always snow around January. He said,
81.
I'm missing out on 12 hours on a snowplow. He used to work for the New York City Council, or the equivalent of. And yeah, he'd sometimes be on a
48.
snowplow for 12 hours a day, just making sure the roads stay cleared. So he's retired now, retired down to Florida.
100.
And yeah, Jim's got back in love with the game again.
$31.
Yeah, as you mentioned, born in Staten Island in New York. Now, for days, finds himself residing in Parrish in Florida.
54.
With the last 16 of the Lakeside on 2 occasions, back in 2015 and 2023. In fact, when he lost in the second round of the Lakeside that year, he lost to a certain Martin Adams, and only a good
60.
player could stop Martin Adams in that particular year.
Yeah, apparently so.
That guy never really amounted to much, did he?
100.
Yeah, never. Yeah, he didn't. No. I think I probably got his shirt that he wore against him as well in my house.
Well, Whidmier off to the quickest start of the pair. Von Fro leaving himself 76. It's a
123.
sedate beginning to this
Junior
contest for both
76.
players. Should get a dart at tops. Is going to get a dart at tops.
Gains
And
on
makes
the
no
first
mistake
leg,
when he
Jim
gets there.
Whidmier.
Whidmier finds himself one up. Well, Jim's been around this game for an awfully long time. Played in the first ever
Second leg,
World
Jamie
Match
through
Play
first.
Championship
Game on.
at the iconic Winter Gardens in Blackpool, where he lost 8-6 in the first round to Keith Deller. Rumour has it there's a replica shirt of that somewhere on eBay.
96. $140.
Great stuff from Jimmy Wid. Group is made up here tonight of three absolute kind of legends of the game and people that was been around the sport for an
60.
awful long time. And I don't think Robbie Martin and Jamie Owens would mind me saying that they're kind of a lot
98.
shorter in the tooth in the game than the three competitors they've joined in this Group B in the form of Jim Whidmier, Colin Osborne and Darren Webster.
58.
Well, Jim was a beneficiary, wasn't he, of the Lakeside being expanded to a 40-player field. So his first Lakeside qualification was back in 2014. He entered at the preliminary
119.
stage. He beat Gary Thompson, the recliner 3-2 in sets, and then took on the world #1 Stephen Bunting in the first round. He did take a set of the bullet, but would lose 3-1. That would be the year
80.
that Bunting would go on to
145.
win the Lakeside. As Owens has 6 starts here from 145 to level up a 1 apiece. He's going to need that full quota.
59. $97. Jim Luca, 86.
So 86 for Owens here to level up a 1 apiece. Till 16.
70. Jim Luca, 66.
Well, outside, inside, and it's presented Whidmier with a chance here to double his lead to 2-0 and get the break. 18 scored, so 48 remaining. We'll look down at the 16s corridor, and we'll have a dart, a double 16.
34.
Well,
Jimmy
that was
O'Carr,
a
16.
wild dart because it came bouncing off a dart 2. It was nowhere near the intended target as Owens looks at double 8. And makes no
Each on the
mistake,
second leg, Jamie
and
Owens.
squares us up at 1 apiece.
Third leg, Jim to throw
Just
first.
having a
Game
little
on.
bit of a look at the 1994 World Match Play, Scott, because it's a totally normal thing you do when looking at Wikipedia on a Thursday night. And there was a period, wasn't there,
92.
when the PDC began, where there was an argument the World Match Play was a bigger tournament than the World Championship. It had a 32-player field where the World had 24. The prize money for the first few years were bigger compared to the
100.
World Championship. And as we know, in terms of the split, players that wanted to participate in WDCs, let's call them events, couldn't play in the BDO circuit.
100.
But the American players, as Whidmier piles in the first max of the night, they'd be more inclined to play in the World Match Play than they would be the World Championship at the Circus
177.
Tavern. Hence why there was bigger fields for that. And they did make a footprint. Of course, Larry Butler won the first edition of the tournament.
83.
It was an interesting time in the darting landscape. In fact, Della won 8-6 in his first game against Jim. Keith would then lose 18-16 in the second round to Jim Watkins in a game which was meant to be
42.
a first to 8 race.
Jim
But
Luca, 89.
in those days, you just played on until there was a winner in the 2 clear legs rule. 68 remaining. In fact,
37.
that year there was a
Jim
third
Luca,
place playoff in the
104.
tournament. Rod Harrington beat Shane Burgess 11-9.
Shane Burgess, there's a name from the past.
Well, 72 remaining here for Jim.
44. Jim
Looks
Luca,
at the 12s.
62.
Owens could look at that. Could look at the 20s. Single 12 is the destination for A couple of darts are double top to break, but it goes wide to the left. And he will not like that.
20. Jimmy Carr 60.
So 20 for tops for Jimmy Whid. Double 10.
50. Jimmy Carr 32.
You can see the anguish on his face. Not happy with that. He's offered a chance for Owens on a far better double of double 16 and double 8. You can see where that hit the wire. There's a mark on
Gage on the third leg. Jamie Owens.
the actual blade part of the wire where it bounced out, but he achieves
Fourth
with his
leg Jamie to
second
throw first.
to break a throw.
Game on.
Owens 2-1 up.
Well, Jamie Owens hasn't really got out of fifth gear yet. Not in comparison to what he's been punching in so far this week and what he's been
140.
punching in over the course of the last 6 months or so. But he'll be more than happy with the fact that even though he's not anywhere near his best, he's still halfway
57.
to the victory post. In terms of his numbers in Group A, average of 86.54 over 15 games, doubling at 33%. Had 15 118s,
43.
5-ton plus checkouts, and he did have an average of 107.36 as well this week. So the
66.
evidence tends to suggest that the game is there, but the next big thing is finding it on a more consistent basis.
81.
And that at times is easier said than done. If you watch the way that Jim Whidmier passes over his darts,
58.
I noticed that a few years ago there's a very distinctive way of how he grips his dart. And as he passes it over, he has to get the grip right from one hand to the other, and then it's in position to throw.
57.
As you can see, as he passes from his left hand to his right, it has to be in the grip in the right place.
180.
And that time he got it perfect.
Well, that's his second 180 of the game for Jim Whidmier. He's left himself on a finish to break back.
85.
Owens is
Jimmy
on a
Carr,
2-darter
140.
if the 140 isn't converted. Well, that's sat nicely for another.
118. Jimmy Carr 95.
Well, that would have been 320 and 6 darts if he could have converted that. Owens looking at double-double. Couldn't find the first double 19.
41. Jimmy Carr 22.
It's very patchy so far from J-Lo.
No
And
score.
Whidmier
Jimmy Carr
cannot pick up the
54.
pieces, so this is for 3-1. Two tens to go two clear.
Game shown the fourth leg.
It's
Jimmy
nowhere
Owens.
near his best. His facial expressions will tell you that. He's the first to
Fifth
know.
leg Jim to throw first.
But
Game on.
importantly, he finds himself one away from the finishing post. And as a wise man, Chris Mason would say, they don't write
58.
averages on trophies, and nor do they write averages on points accrued here at the Super Series.
I don't think anybody wrote anything on anything until the Sharpie was invented. You can write on anything with one of those.
I think you're becoming rather philosophical now, Scott.
Sorry, I thought
38.
you mentioned it. I thought I'd kind of help you out.
One of them, folksy. $59.
Well, Owens has overturned the throw here. And he's probably beginning to sense that he's got
98.
time and space to get this job done. Not convincingly, but routinely nonetheless.
45.
Well, he won the first leg of this game, Jim Whidmier, but if we're going to be brutally honest about the situation, hasn't really been able to keep best chase of
60.
Jeremy Owens. He's always been on the Northeast man's coattails in this contest.
48.
And Owens
Junior
here
car 146.
has 6 starts and 146 to wrap it up. Beautifully sat for another one of them. And another one of them leaves double 16. And that would have been to have finished a
130.
frustrating performance of a fanfare.
Yeah, it really would have done.
95. Junior car 16.
Jim's left himself a double shot in 158, but this double is all about Jamie Owens. Use the 2 darts that are already
Being
there.
shown and matched,
Perfectly
Jamie Owens.
done by Jamie Owens. He wins the first game 4 legs to 1. All the customary handshakes all round with Paul Hinks. A little chat after the game. Averages, nothing really to write home about, but Jamie Owens won't worry about that. We go to a short break, and next up we have Colin Osborne taking on Robbie Martin.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break, Jamie Owens got the better of Jim Whidmier by 4 legs to 1. A game which wasn't blessed with quality, but Jamie Owens will be pleased with the 2 points that he's picked up. Game 2, Robbie Martin and Colin Osborne. Colin, a regular campaigner here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, ever present here The runner-up at Series 4's Champions Week lost out to a certain Luke Littler in the final of that. Now 50 years of age from Middlesbrough, up against Robbie Martin, the 42-year-old from Weymouth. Made it through to the grand finals of the ADC Global Championship back in January. And a weekly finalist the last time he was here in Series 12. Looking to keep up that 100% record over the course of the next couple of days. As for calling somebody who's been there, seen it, done it, and almost won it all in this building. One of those players right at the very beginning of the project was so instrumental, so key. When we were in Southampton for the old Live League, he would pretty much be here week in, week out.
To throw first.
The type of player, the type of person that
Game on.
should never be forgotten when we look at the advances that the Super Series made, because he was there right from the very start when this was a gamble, where this was a project where we didn't know whether it's going to get off the ground or not.
95.
So his contribution to this project should never not be spoken up about. But Robbie
59.
Martin, Scott, is very much a player on the up, somebody that you know because he frequents close to you. And the numbers in Group A were mightily impressive. Average of 92.3 over the course of 15 games, 46% in terms of his finishing. 3 ton-plus averages as Osborne piles in the first max of this contest. He's proper, Robbie Martin, isn't he?
Yeah, he sure is.
83.
Been watching his progress over the last couple of years from close quarters, and yeah. He is the real deal. There's no two ways about it. Him and Tommy Morris really leading the line for our area at the minute, along with Jaden Walker. Great 180 there from Robbie. Oz is down on 92. Now 91.
29.
An opportunity here. Something in the region of 139 would be really nice for Robbie here.
$59. Coming your car, 63.
Touch unlucky, all on the wires. Osborne back at 63. Treble 13 is usually the shot. 10 for double top.
Getting shown the first leg.
And nicely finished by the Oz.
Second leg,
Not the first wizard we've had in here, is he?
No. But he was the original wizard that we had in here.
That I would agree with.
43. $121.
Robbie Martin needs to
57.
magic up a treble here. Hasn't managed to do so.
95.
Well, that first start sat perfectly. If we know one thing about Robbie Martin, he is an incredible
100.
power scorer. Somebody that can very much FDM, first start merchandise.
$60.
Osborne has more or less turned the throw round here.
93. $65.
I like that last start. As you say, Robbie Martin's got the first start right. Not quite found his rhythm just yet.
100. Coming your car, 160.
So Osborne looking at 160 to double the lead and get the break of Robbie Martin. Not to be this time, and so Martin will return looking at 108.
45.
And he's going to look
Robbie
at that
O'Carr,
108 with not
108.
much coming back at him, because Osborne can only leave himself in a similar range of finish that Martin finds himself on. With one treble, giving him the pathway to a dart and a double.
76.
But double 16 is
Colin
missed
O'Carr,
on the outside.
115.
Shot's gone now, and that's more frustrating when you hit the treble with the
89. Robbie O'Carr,
Second dart.
32.
So 216s
Getting shown the second leg.
puts Robbie Martin back on terms of one apiece.
Yeah, Osborne hit double
Third leg, Colin
14
to
there.
throw first.
You've seen
Game
lots of
on.
double 14s from Nico Plovier over the last few days. He heads off to the 14s and 11s. I don't know whether you've been watching, Henry, but Nico
76.
does all sorts of things, a little bit like Mensah, to get himself over to the 11s or the 14s at times. It's been quite entertaining.
121. $100.
This is better from Martin.
180.
Settled down since winning his first leg, which was the second one of the match. I rather like Colin Osborne's shoes. He's got quite a snazzy pair
They're
of shoes on.
trendy. They're trendy, you see.
No, yeah.
You're trending, Colin.
140.
Yeah, he's very. No, he's just got little silver bits on the back, not like yours. Yours look like.
Hey.
Yours look like they were in the bargain bucket at Next.
Hey, they were definitely the bargain bucket at Next. This whole attire is about 30 quid.
64.
Oh, look at them. As you can see, I'm not touching the table because it's bad luck to put new shoes on a table.
Well, they're not new now, are they?
Well, this is the second
100.
time I've worn them.
Robbie O'Carr,
So they're not new, they're
136.
second hand. Put your foot down.
Robbie Martin looking to put his foot down. But he cannot find the 136.
96.
Did the next best
Colin
thing, though.
O'Carr, 85.
Even tops after 12.
If you can keep having your short irons into the green, leaving yourself a double, you do continue to pressure your opponent. 76 coming in. So 16 for Osborne
45.
will leave him top.
Robbie O'Carr, 40.
Martin will get first go at it.
Getting shown the third
Makes
leg.
no
Robbie
mistake.
Martin. Fourth leg, Robbie to throw first. Game on.
Break a throw for Martin. Now needs a good start here to get him off and running.
80.
You been watching any of the Winter Olympics, Scott?
No. Been here all the time, haven't I, Henry? Watching the excellent darts. Been brilliant this week.
97.
I was in here with Niall. Really enjoyed myself.
96.
Now McCord, a man who commentates on the Super Series by day and then asks the Gruntled managers questions by night. It's on
100.
BBC 5 Live on a Saturday.
$134.
Well, 134 for Martin. Puts himself in control of this game. He got the break in the previous leg and he's just beginning to have a little bit too much here for Osborne. Needs a 140 to leave himself on a finish. And to his credit, he has. But he expects Robbie Martin to leave something handy. Realistically, something which is in 2 target range.
95. Colin O'Carr, 164.
Exactly what he's done. Forcing the 164 to go if Osborne wants to get a break back in this leg.
$96. Robbie McCarr, 96.
Treble 20 then. Going double by the look of it. And double again.
Game show
Lovely
the fourth
stuff
leg,
from Robbie Martin.
Fifth leg, Collins, you through first. Game
Made
on.
his mind up nice and early once that dart went under the treble 20. All part of one motion. He was off to the double 18. And once that was hit,
55.
it always looked likely.
Well, those are numbers that the tail of the tape so far. Both players averaging in excess of 90 after 4 legs in this contest.
134.
When Robbie Martin's 2 treble hitting is just beginning to come up to the boil here. He's just kind of had a visit more than
81.
Osborne per leg, as he just found himself that one turn in front. That the leg by leg. 15, 19, 13, 15.
96.
Nothing really separating the players in terms of the wagon wheel. 4 90-plus turns for Osborne compared to 6 of Martin.
96.
7 ton-plus visits, split 4-3 in the favour of Osborne. Collins had one more 2 treble turn, but Robbie's had one more max in this game.
93.
Has to think about this, Colin.
$59.
Well, doesn't find a treble, and so Martin here has 6 darts from 178 to wrap this contest up and to kick off his campaign,
58.
just like Jamie Owens in the previous, with a comprehensive victory to get Thursday evening underway. And it would mean that the 2 players that had dropped out of Group A on
40. Robbie McCarr, 120.
Wednesday afternoon would be the 2 that have taken the early ascendancy. That's awkward. Some players would contemplate bull here, but Robbie Martin isn't one of them. Then on to the 16th.
56.
Treble left the double.
Colin McCarr,
Had to do it because
170.
he couldn't see the target.
Yeah, well and truly blocked, wasn't it? This would bring the house down for Oz. Oh, bullseye.
145. Robbie McCarr,
Hit
64.
the green bit, not the red bit. Touch unlucky there from Osborne. Martin gets a reprieve. 64, 2 at double 8.
No score. Colin McCarr, 25.
Well, you could tell what he's trying to do. He's trying to follow it in off a dart 2, but just too high. And so Osborne given a reprieve here. An opportunity he probably didn't expect to get. That's not too bad for Colin.
17.
He could have used that as a guide, and he
Robbie
almost
McCarr,
did.
64.
But Martin, because he bust me, only get 1 dart at a double at the end of this compo.
Game show in the match.
Did
Robbie
really
Martin.
well there, Robbie Martin. Just crept his way out to the double. Backed himself with 1 in hand. Super stuff from him. He opens up against Colin Osborne with a 4-1 win. Average just ducked under 90. But a really good start for Robbie Martin. We'll take a short break. And when we return, we get our first look at Darren Webster taking on Jim Whidmier. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. There's our beautiful lighting gantry. And there's our beautiful dartboard. And I'll just say there's some players. If you just joined us back from the break here at the Super Series, you've just missed out on Robbie Martin getting a win against Colin Osborne. But now we have the first look at Darren Webster this evening. The 57-year-old from Norwich takes on the 56-year-old from Parrish in Florida in the form of Jim Whidmier. Few years experience here, Henry. And I think these two guys will know plenty about one another before even stepping in the building.
Well, they should do, because they played pairs of one another at the Dutch Open at the weekend.
Darren to throw first.
Darren Webster gets us underway.
Game on.
And it's fair to say that Darren is a man that a box of frogs would call mad.
21.
He is perhaps one of the most enigmatic characters that this sport has ever had.
60.
I mean, we did a pre-recorded interview with him earlier on this evening, and it's fair to say that even that was a bit of an event.
135.
Incidentally, the Darren Webster Tungsten talk will be available in due course. It's very much worth a listen carefully.
140.
Might need a translator because he's from Norwich.
55.
Norwich, in oi.
Says a man from Dorset, anyway.
Who are?
Well, Jim Whidmier's already played this evening, lost out 4-1 to Jamie Owens in the opening match of the night. So, kicking off by playing 2 of the opening 3, knows that losing this will put him in all sorts of bother. Darren Webster can win. You mean that he'll be on 2 points alongside Jamie Owens and Robbie Martin, and we'll see a couple of players in behind will take on Robbie Martin in his next game.
Absolutely. The games come thick and fast in Group B in this evening's session.
101.
And the clientele we have on show, and the standard we will have on show,
83.
That's going to be the case. Jimmy Whid misses a chance to break there on double 18.
16. Jim Yuka 18.
Webster can't believe it. It's now down to Captain America, double 9.
Getting shown the first
He
leg.
finishes it off nicely. It's a stealer throw.
Second leg, Jim to throw first. Game on.
Darren Webster nicknamed the Demolition Man, mainly because of his once upon a time, day-by-day trade.
60.
Working as a builder, and part of the job was knocking things down.
91.
And he's looking to knock down the opposition here. 2 years on from his solitary appearance at the Super Series, where he did make it through to Champions Week. It was as an alternate.
60.
He lost the final to Tom Sykes, but you may remember that was the Champions Week where we straggled either side of 2 years.
42.
Or 2 seasons either side of Christmas. And Webster had one of the best averages as a runner-up, and so got the phone call to play. And then got involved in a
70.
rather smelly game with Ron Moulenkamp, a match which made the front pages of various tabloid newspapers.
97.
You'd be hoping not to have a stinker here, Scott Mitchell.
Well, it's a smell that I mostly smell every day, and that doesn't ever make the front page of the newspapers, I can assure you. But I suppose you're not smelling it in the dartboard or arena.
126. Jim McCarr, 137.
Yeah, if you bring any of that to the commentary box, that's gamesmanship beyond belief.
You couldn't afford it. It's 50p a bag.
Tops.
97.
Just tight.
That on your car, 145. 87. Jimmy Carr 40.
So Whidmier looking at double top here to open up a 2-0 lead in
Game
this
show the second
contest.
leg,
The
Jim
2-0 lead he
Whidmier.
has. Captain America looking to right the wrongs of his
Third
opening
leg, Darren
game.
to
A
throw first.
4-1
Game on.
defeat to Jamie Owens, averaging 91 and change after a couple of legs. But it's part of 20 points better off in comparison to what he punched in his
140.
opener.
If he started in the first game against Jamie Owens a little rusty, I think he's got the WD-40 out.
140.
Because he's looking very much better here. Jim Whidmier.
Not a fan of WD-40 myself,
45.
Scott, because it stops things from squeaking.
Exactly. I've got 4 cans here.
140.
You know what WD-40 stands for? Water dispersant. Water dispersant 40.
I was going to say, what does the 40 mean?
82.
It's supposed to keep water away for 40 days, but that's the rumour.
See, you don't need a tungsten teaser when you get facts like that.
I mentioned this afternoon with Niall that the
140.
tungsten teaser would probably be back this evening and how we would all be very looking forward to it.
I take it Narmacorn didn't do any tungsten teasers this week.
140. Jimmy
No.
Carr 81.
Must do better, Niall. 12 and bull. Well, he's decided to gamble here with Webster on 94.
W Carr 94.
Well, he's neglected the bullseye. Is he going to pay the price for it? Double 10. He pays a
Game
hefty
show the
price
third leg, Darren
because
Webster.
Webster converts the 94 to reduce the deficit in half.
Fourth leg,
And
Jim to
Darren
throw first.
making
Game on.
sure Jim knew that his neglect led to his downfall in that previous leg.
The only thing that I can think of is Jim Whid obviously gave him an opportunity at that.
125.
Because he's been playing with him all weekend over the Dutch Open and maybe he never hit 94 all weekend. You just don't know, do you?
85.
But he's hit it now, and it's to Jim Whidmier's detriment.
I think I've made a decision, Scott, that I
60.
may enter the Dutch Open pairs next year. I just need to find a pairs partner.
I'm busy.
75.
You don't fancy carrying me for a couple of days?
Oh, you buy the beer, I'll piggyback you.
In that party tent?
Absolutely.
81.
We'll be in there by about 10:30. If I play you as a pairs partner. I've got a reputation to uphold out
Hey.
there, you know.
If we're lucky, we might get round to the round of 2056.
Exactly.
If we get a pie. So any aspiring dart player that wants to carry a commentator at the Dutch Open
26.
2027, just flood my inbox.
Knowing the way that the Dutch entries go, I bet it's closed already, full up for next year.
91.
Well, I saw Jacques Noilat, who emceed the Premier League tonight. He was playing with... Oh, who was he playing with?
97. W Carr 150.
Co-Stompe, that was it.
Oh, I love Ko Stompy. He's a great guy.
Anyway,
80.
back to the serious
Jimmy
stuff.
Carr,
Whidmier looking at
112.
112 to open up a 3-1 lead.
I've got a Ko Stompy story for you in a minute.
It's double 16.
Game
And
show the
that's
fourth
3-1
leg, Jim
Whidmier
Whidmier.
with the first ton topper of the night. This is night and day in comparison
Darren
to
to
his
do first. Game
opening
on.
performance of the evening. He's 3-1 up and now 1 away from getting his opening win, his first ever win on the live loud stage.
100.
Now then, tell me about your
83.
Co-Stompe story.
Well, I was out in Holland and he said, what do you think of the Dutch cheese? Ko Stompy said to me at breakfast one morning.
40.
I said, I've got to be honest with you. I like the one with the seeds in it. So it's a lovely slice of cheese and it has the seeds in it. He said, what, you don't like the
60.
Edam and that? Then I said, no, this is the one for me, the ones with the seeds in it. So off he goes. I go and play. We were playing in a tournament.
100.
And the next morning he comes in. He says, Scott, I bought you a present. And out of his bag, he takes a lump of this cheese, about a kilo of cheese, and a cheese slicer.
132.
There you go, fat boy. Knock yourself out. And he gave me a kilo of cheese and a slicer. Brilliant.
81.
Just such a character, Co Stompy. Such a character.
$59.
Port's a football fan, is Co.
Is he?
Yes.
85. Jim
And it goes back to the
McCowden,
days where the
67.
crowds used to chant, play up, stompay, stompay, play up. I'm sure there's a certain
60.
boxing
WK
podcast that's very much
95.
enjoying this conversation, but we will bring the conversation to a close because Webster looking at 95 to save the game.
Getting shot on the fifth leg.
And
Darren
that
Webster.
one better than his previous finish at 94. The compo finishing
Six-leg Jim
ain't too
to throw
bad for
first.
the Demolition
Game on.
Man. But Whidmier here with the darts to win the contest.
He's always launched himself at some of those lower doubles, hasn't he? It's
78.
something he's done throughout his career.
60.
I wonder whether it's because he's a little man and he feels he's got to get the force going with it with the last dart. So he's always done.
87. $60.
I'd love to have seen a game on this stage between Darren Webster and Jimmy Van Schie. I'm not sure the camera operator here would like.
95.
Yeah, that would have been a bit of variation, wasn't it? But we know Darren Webster's never been frightened to ruffle a few feathers.
43.
He'd have been a builder. Maybe he'd been a turkey trusser. And that's somebody that prepares turkeys for Christmas. Oven ready.
60.
It's a World Championships for that, you know.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, Whidmier looking to gobble up Webster here.
A dear friend of mine, he came 6th in the Turkey Trussing World
81.
Championships. Didn't quite get the accolades that, you know, you receive being a darts world champion. But obviously in circles, he's very well known.
Thing is, Scott,
105.
finishing 6th in the Turkey World Championship doesn't get you the crown.
It doesn't indeed. I like what you did there.
Anyway, Whidmier looking at
100.
76 throughout this
Jimmy Carr, 76.
contest up 4-2 to get his first win on the board. It would mean that all 3 games so far tonight have gone against the darts. 88.
68.
Outside, followed by an
Carr,
inside dart, and
157.
Webster has an outside opportunity on the 157.
And he's had a habit tonight of getting out of jail in this first game. He'll be fuming with that second dart.
117.
Fuming.
Jimmy Carr, 8.
Now all about Jim Whidmier here. Can he close it out?
Well, that hogs the wire. That's inside.
6.
And that's
Jimmy
gone a
Carr,
begging.
40.
Cannot buy a double here. Webster, double 10. Hasn't missed so far to save himself.
20.
And now
Jimmy
he's
Carr,
swatting
2.
flies up there. Disgusted with himself. Disgusted with himself.
And it'd be even more annoyed if Whidmier can get this.
No score.
For that
Jimmy
small
Carr,
opportunity
20.
spurred, a handful of match starts missed. And Webster's back to take us all the way.
Game
Double
shot
10
on the
is
sixth leg,
found.
Darren Webster.
And we head the full quota of 7.
7th and final leg, Darren. to throw
Webster's
first.
got himself
Game
back on throw. And this all started when Whidmier gave him the opportunity at 94.
85.
He refused to dart at the double and let Webster come back at 94.
100. $69.
You feel Captain America's going to have to use all the power in that mighty shield he has to defend himself here
46.
against what will be a Webster onslaught.
Yeah, Captain America does not want to be defeated by the Norfolk Nightmare, does he?
140.
He's the demolition man.
Well, he's
100.
certainly throwing hammer and tongs at Whidmier now, who's missed a number of darts to win this contest. And Webster can find a treble here,
100.
which he does with the last. He leaves himself in a decent position on throw after 12 in this decider. One treble needed when he comes back to give himself a dart to win the game.
95. Down on your car,
Jimmy
107.
We'd done the sensible thing there, going down on the 19s, hit 95. But Webster's now all over this.
67. Jimmy Carr, 160.
Well, this would be a mighty, mighty finish for the win. Not to go this time.
100. Down on your car, 40.
Well, Jim Whidmier missed a whole host of opportunities to wrap this match up in the previous leg. Darren Webster misses
30.
three
Jimmy Carr,
chances of
60.
his own. Whidmier is going to get another opportunity to win this match. He should have got it done for 2. He's going to get 2 more to get it done for 3. Bends the wire with the first.
20.
And goes
Down
high
on
with
your
the
car,
second.
10.
Webster comes back. Well, this is getting tetchy.
No score.
Very, very
Jimmy Carr,
tetchy.
40.
Webster's put his darts away.
No score. Down on your car, 10.
Well, Jim Whidmier, 3 from 18 on his
Getting shown
doubles,
the mark,
and he's
Darren
been
Webster.
made to pay the price by Darren Webster. These two good friends who played pairs together at the Dutch Open could only be separated in a last leg decider, and it's Darren Webster who mops his brow, a sigh of relief as he eventually gets over the line. A 4-3 winner over Jim Whidmier, who's lost each of his opening 2 now. Coming up after the break, Jamie Owens takes on Colin Osborne. Welcome back to the live lounge reports of Modus Super Series action for you on this Thursday evening. And before the break, we saw Darren Webster get the better of Jim Whidmier by 4 legs to 3, a game which both players averaged 80, a game which both players missed a handful of match starts to win. But it was Webster eventually who got over the line in 7 to get his first win. Jim Whidmier has played 2, lost 2 now. On the other side of the coin, Jamie Owens is looking to play 2 and win 2. If he can get the better of Colin Osborne, he'll be the first player to 4 points in this group, ahead of Robbie Martin's meeting with Darren Webster, which will take us to the halfway point on this Thursday night. In terms of both players' openers, Jamie Owens won his, but Colin Osborne lost his. However, if you look at the level of performance, Colin Osborne was 10 points higher in terms of the averages in that opening game.
100.
He was pushed to the well, pushed all the way by Robbie Martin in his opener was the Wizard. But I think it's also fair
41.
to say, Scott, that we expect to see a better version of Jamie Owens in this contest in comparison to what we saw at times in his game against Jim Whidmier to kick off the evening as he kicks off this game with a max.
Yeah, I think we find a lot of the time with Jamie Owens, he kind of plays to type. It depends what his opponent is doing. If opponent starts putting the hammer down, Jamie Owens tends to go with it. And if his opponent starts to struggle, at times Jamie sort of follows that as well. He's been a little bit feast or famine this week.
41.
At times he's been really good, and then you watch players kind of beat him that are at the lower end of the table. I don't know whether it's him being the favourite or what, whether that's something that he doesn't like.
85.
Whether he prefers to be the underdog in a game, but I'd imagine that he would be one that would always believe in his ability
60.
no matter who he was playing.
Well, he's left himself on 120 here. Owens after a dozen darts. Osborne could only try and apply pressure.
140. Jamie Carr
140 leaves
120.
himself on 175. We've had the trouble with dart 2. Would have headed down for the 25 to leave himself on the big fish. This is awkward, and he may contemplate the ball he did, even with Osborne not on a finish.
80.
Leaves himself on tops to put himself on top in this game.
$85. Jamie Carr 40.
So double top. Double 10. Well, gets there eventually. Did miss 9 darts at a double en route to a 4-1 win against Jim Whidmier. 4 from 13 on the outer ring. Took him 3 attempts there to get over the line and to put himself 1 up.
$60.
What's your opinion here, Henry? 4 wins gets you out of the group?
I think so. I just look at this group on paper, and particularly when you look at Robbie Martin and Jamie Owens' numbers and history and what they've done here in the past, I get the sense that they're probably going to be the 2 players to be. I think it's between them 2 to win the group. And then outside of that, I think you've got 3 other players wrestling for the other spot into Saturday night's final. I'd probably give Colin Osborne the shade over the other 2. Jim and Darren, who, if you break down the numbers, you break down what they've done, haven't been as active as Colin Osborne has been, and you add in Colin Osborne's stagecraft for this place and what he's achieved here before.
125.
You can never beat that little bit of experience. So if I was to put my house on it, then I'd probably go Owens, Martin
93.
and Osborne.
A lot more in-depth answer than I was after, but yeah, thank you very much.
Also, the other thing that Osborne will know is he's playing Martin and Owens at the start of the night. He won't
41.
panic if he loses the first 2, as long as he can reverse the card against the 2 players. I think realistically he's fighting to get out of this group as Owens looks at 1-2-8 for 2-0. Stays there to give himself a data double 4. Just on the inside. However, Osborne not on a finish, and he comes back for a very, very tricky double 2.
It only becomes tricky if you go on the inside.
140, Gemini car 4.
Interesting tactic from Osborne.
Pick a side. This is awkward. There is none of the target to find apart from a little portion of the top corner.
Colin car 35.
And that third dart drops lower that. Chance that Osborne shouldn't really get. Chance that Osborne mops up 1-1.
Third leg, Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Many congratulations to Gerwyn Price for picking up the Premier League Night 2 title at the amazing arena in Antwerp.
100.
Beating Michael van Gerwen by 6 legs to 3 in the final. Averaged 104.44. Hit 4 180s in that game. 40% in terms of his finishing. Van Gerwen in that game had 2 ton-plus checkouts, including a 167, averaged 96.29, had a 180 of his own.
140.
And as far as the other games are concerned, Price edged out Clayton 6-5 in the semis. Van Gerwen beat Littler 6-4 in the other semi.
95.
And then Price beat Van Veen 6-5. Clayton beat Bunting 6-4 from 4-0 down. Van Gerwen beat Rock 6-2 and Littler beat Humphrey 6-5 in
91.
the quarterfinals. So that's night 2 in the books.
You have to say MVG has probably had the dream start to his
41.
Premier League campaign.
Car 170.
I wonder if that's the fact that he's not really concentrating on it this time round, just going through the motions. He says it wasn't important to him
100.
in early interviews. I just wonder if that means he's thrown a little bit more relaxed, a bit of freedom.
We also know, Scott, not to trust anything anyone ever says in an interview.
137, Gemini car 70.
Yeah, you may have a point.
Well, this to put Owens 2 onto the goods. Double top.
30. Colin car 129.
So 129. Trouble 20 for the bull. Bull it is. Oh, that's a big break. That's a big finish. And that's one that could really seep through the heart of Jamie Owens.
Fourth leg, Colin to throw first.
If it's one thing we know Colin Osborne has is timing in abundance, and he's shown that quality right there. Just as you felt
84.
Jamie Owens could begin to get on top in the contest, Osborne's kept it in bay. Break to the good, 2-1 to the good.
140.
Incidentally, next week it's the OVO Hydro in Glasgow. That has a ring to it, doesn't it? And the quarterfinals, Stephen Bunting against Jan van Veen. Luke Humphreys taking on Josh Rock. Michael van Gerwen up against Luke Littler. And Johnny Clayton up against Gerwyn Price in an all-Welsh clash.
100.
Be interesting to see as well, in terms of the Players' Championships, which take place next week. We know already 3 players have dropped out of that.
140.
But I'm also intrigued to see how many players can take that Premier League form into that kind of building, or the other way around. Maybe someone like a Josh Rock who has had a tricky start to life in the Premier League. Maybe he goes to the Pro Tour, builds a bit of confidence, and comes back a different man next week.
I think that's vital for him. I really do.
100.
Breed's winning. If you can get back on the floor and do what you were doing and then take that back to the stage in the Premier League, it's got to be a bonus.
Well, Osborne here back for 52 to
52.
open up a 3-1 lead in this contest and to put himself one away from victory. Tops of the Wizards.
Game shown the fourth leg.
And he very much is on top. And this game may well be categorised by that 1-2-9 finish that Osborne hit to put himself 2-1 to the good, just as Owens was looking to step in to take charge of the contest.
Yeah, Owens was looking good 3 or 4 minutes ago. Mr. Dart tops to go 2-0.
33.
And it's been all the Wizards since then. Could say he's been magic.
55.
Now, Scott, there will be no tungsten teaser tonight.
How did I not cheer?
60.
Because instead of a tungsten teaser, we're going to have a tangent teaser.
Oh, that's all right. I've got raspberries here, and I thought you said tangerines.
The tangent
85.
teaser is this. These two players reside from Teesside, or famously have Teesside connections. Middlesbrough won the 2004 League Cup, but against who in the final?
115.
There is your hashtag tangent teaser. A one-off spin-off from the legendary tungsten teaser that'll be back tomorrow afternoon.
97. 95.
I'll give you a clue. It's not one of the established big clubs. Played at the Millennium Stadium
40.
in Cardiff. Of course, they lost in the
100.
UEFA Cup final in 2006 to Sevilla after beating Steaua Bucharest in a famous semi. Steve McClaren
Jamie Carr, 98.
was the man who led them to that success. Owens looking at 98. Treble 18 leads double 12 to save the contest. Doesn't go, and so
74.
Osborne here has got a chance on the
Colin Carr,
1-2-4 to get his second top plus
124.
check out of the match and importantly, win the match. Wide of the mark. And because he veered off to the left meant he didn't have a secondary poke at the
59.
ball.
Jamie
And
Carr,
so Owens here,
24.
2 12s to reduce the gap back down to 3-2. He's missing a few at the outer ring, isn't he?
Game shown
But
the
he's
fifth leg.
managed
Jamie
to
Owens.
put that run right. 2 from 11 in terms of his doubling in this
Six leg Colin to
contest.
throw first. Game on.
The Wizard with the darts here to wrap it up.
$100. 57.
Leicester, was it?
$81. 60.
Would you like the answer to the tangent teaser? Correct answer,
135.
Bolton Wanderers, managed by Sam Allardyce, with JJ Kocher. So good, they named him twice.
46.
But it looks like this Teesside tussle is heading the way of Colin Osborne. 6 darts on 185 to wrap up a 4-2 win to get his first win on the boards. And it would mean that Robbie Martin would have a chance. Well, Robbie Martin or Dan Webster, whoever wins Game 5, would have the chance to open up a 2-point gap of their own at the
105.
top of the group at the halfway stage of the night. 80 left after 12 for the Wizard. Well, the only way Owens could have left the finish was by piling in a max.
180. Konuka 80.
Which he did prior to being manhandled by Paul Hinks. For the match. Double top. Gets the job done for Colin Osborne. That's his first win of the night. For Jamie Owens, he stays on 2 points following a game which saw him miss 9 darts at a double. It was the 1-2-9 checkout to put in 2-1 to the good, which really swung the game in the favour of Colin Osborne. 4 from 5 in terms of his finishing in comparison to 2 from 11 from his opponent. Robbie Martin and Darren Webster is coming up next.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. If you've just joined us after the break, Colin Osborne beat Jamie Owens 4-2 in a game that Osborne started really slow, but came back and won a couple of legs on the trot to take the win. Right in front of you now, we have the demolition man, Darren Webster
First leg,
from
Robbie to
Norfolk.
throw
He's now
first.
going to take on
Game on.
Robbie Martin from Weymouth and Dorset. Webster did really well coming back from 3-0 down in his first match against Jim Whidmier.
97.
Man from Florida had a couple of chances at doubles but couldn't take it out. And Webster, the man from Norfolk,
40.
ran out winner 4-3. And Robbie Martin, he had a really nice win against Colin Osborne 4-1 in his first match this evening. Just shy of a 90 average and a couple
85.
of 180s to boot. We now see what the guys have got here. A nice little pace to this game. Both seem to be enjoying the pace of each other.
134.
Nice double treble visit from Martin there.
They're two players that, if they get going, this could be rather
100.
enjoyable to watch. As you say, both got a bit of zip, a bit of a pep in their step, but two players as well, that when they're playing well, they like to tell the opponent they're playing well.
Yeah, agreed.
93.
Robbie won't be rushed. He'll do it the way he wants to do it. Webster is really rushing in behind. I noticed it in his first game.
59.
He's there waiting to go
92.
before the guy has left the board.
And one of them needs
52.
himself double
Daniel
top,
Carr,
providing
167.
Webster cannot find the fireworks or a 167 finish, of which he's not up to the task of.
41. Robbie Carr, 40. Gain
No
shot on the first
mistake
leg,
when Robbie Martin did get an opportunity at the top target on the board. And
leg,
Dan
Darren
Webster's
to go
not been here
first.
for a couple
Game
of
on.
years, and one of the first things you can forget when you've not been in this building for a while is the 10-second stop clock.
30.
I can still throw, I can. I start on 10 and by the time my first start's gone, the board's up and ready.
I was going to say, the timer speeds you up, if anything, Scott.
It probably
96.
does, yes.
$100. $96.
I know there was a bit of a debate earlier on this week about players and speed, particularly going back to that European Tour qualifier yesterday.
85.
You're not expecting me to make a comment on this, are you? Because there's not a chance of it.
Next question, geography.
97. $135.
Webster 151 will start upstairs.
60. Daniel Carr, 151.
We'll stay there. Now we'll head down, having hit the single 5 with dart 2. Picks off a
82.
treble with the
Daniel
last.
Carr,
For
152.
Robbie Martin, all about the treble 20. Two of them leaves double 16. Perfectly sat for another one of them. Finds it, double 16 for 152. And a real
120.
sucker punch if it
Daniel
went.
Carr, 69.
It's going to get one, only just in the 14
49.
and just underneath
Carr,
the top.
32.
So Martin comes back with 3 in hand at 32.
Getting shot on the second leg. Robbie
Nicely
Martin.
done.
Third leg, Robbie to throw first.
So Martin 2-0 to the good. Break in hand. Well, we're at the halfway point of the night. Get through this. 5 out of 10 played in this Group B.
57. 37. 60. 59.
'Martin back in the treble 20 again.
99.
In his heyday, Webster was a big, big scorer, wasn't he? And we know of his
60.
wins against the likes of Phil Taylor when other people couldn't get near him, in a time when Taylor was very much
59.
top of the tree.
Well, not just beating Phil Taylor, but beating him 5-0 at the Grand Slam.
100.
6-0 up on Michael Van Gerwen in a Players' Championship semi-final on the telly at the Big Top in Minehead.
Don't I remember a guy called Andy Calaby beating Taylor somewhere?
Grand Prix.
88.
Wasn't he from Norfolk as well? Was he in Norfolk? I'm not sure.
I'll bow down to your superior knowledge for that.
140.
As Martin here looks at 138. .62 remaining.
106.
Couldn't
Dominic
find the
105.
first start, but the setup thereafter was perfect. Triple 18 gets it. Double top. Would have been the perfect
85.
response following an error in his
Dominic
first dart.
32. Game shot on the third leg, Robbie Martin.
Robbie Martin's not missing much. 3 from 4 on the doubles, 3-0 to the good, and
Fourth leg,
a
Darren
leg
to through
away
first.
from
Game on.
becoming the first player on to 4 points and being the only player left with a undefeated record.
He's just being very efficient, Robbie Martin,
60.
isn't he? The darts coming into the double really is playing on, well, really is on the top of his pump.
$100.
He's using very few darts from kind of under 200. He leaves the double and then gets it. And that's
60.
been what his game has been built on all week. Doing the right thing. It's like he breaks the game down and
100.
scores whatever he can to get under 200. Then it's all about the 3 darts in his hand to get him down and around a double. He's been absolutely superb at
100.
that so far. Was really unlucky to miss out by a couple of legs to Derek Coulson in Group A. I think he had a couple of darts at double top. Did Rob Martin
91.
to beat Coulson yesterday, and
Well, if you're going to lose out to anybody, lose out to one of the best players I've had a tour card in Derek Coulson. In fact, I think we're going to see another guy who could do some damage this year here next week in Andy Barton's. The Belgian, former Lakeside champ.
138.
yeah, it depends what scars he has. Barton's
42. Robbie O'Carr, 72.
former Lakeside world champion. Robbie Martin here on 72. Another one of those for double top. And a demolition job
Change
on
on
the
the match,
demolition
Robbie
man from Robbie Martin. A super 15 dart finish for him. Good handshakes afterwards. 91.09 again. 4 from 5 on the doubling. Super stuff from Robbie Martin. We head into a short break, and when we return, it's the American Jim Whidmier taking on Colin Osborne.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Spivey Man.
Harry Ward main true in this opening leg. Double 16 for 101 check out to get himself up and running.
Taken out. But there is no problems here for Robert Thornton.
Because Graham Hall has a dart at double 16 to become the tour champion.
Breakneck start to this. Double 18 is found for 1-2-1. Brilliant from Justin Smith.
17 to add another box office finish to his tally.
Two words for you. Spivey Man. Yes, Samuel Spivey is back at the Live Lounge next week. It was this time last year he made it through to the series final, but a man for Belgium will very much be hoping to be plotting a similar path at some point in 2026 in Andy Barton's, the former Lakeside champion. Graham Hall, the reigning Tour champion, is in the mix. Robert Thornton, the twice World Seniors champion, in there. And then Group B, have a look at that. Mike Warburton back and ever present here at the Super Series. And Harry Ward, who played some decent stuff at Q-School, has to be said. We'll see him in the mix next week. We're underway 9:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Please do join myself and Laura Turner for that. We're at the halfway stage of Thursday's action here, though. And before the break, we saw Robbie Martin go to the top of the table, having won each of his opening two matches. A 4-0 success saw him on to 4 points and getting the better of Darren Webster in the process. So, it's Robbie Martin that leads the way, with Jamie Owens, Colin Osborne and Darren Webster all on 2 points. Jim Whidmier, the only player yet to pick up a victory in Group B thus far. But he has an opportunity to put that right as he takes on Colin Osborne, game number 6 of Thursday's Tungsten Duels in Group B. And realistically, he should have got a win on the board. Jim Whidmier, he missed a handful of opportunities, was 3 from 18 on the outer ring in his contest against Darren Webster. A match he led 3-2, had darts to win 4-2 and 4-3, but it was the Demolition Man that was able to get over the line in the end. As for Colin Osborne, 2 decent performances so far. Averaged 87.5 and a 4-1 defeat to Robbie Martin to kick the night off. But then put 3 points on that average, 90.03. Was 4 from 5 on his doubles, including a 1-2-9 checkout, which was perfectly timed to seize the initiative against Jamie Owens. He would go on to win the game by 4 legs to 2. So the indications in terms of the games tonight, Scott, would suggest that Colin Osborne will average around late 80s, early 90s. And if he does so, Jim Whidmier has got to raise his level and take 55. Advantage of opportunities that's been afforded to him to get a result against the Wizards.
Yeah, agreed with that. One thing Weird does have in his favour is he has the darts and has the throw.
60.
He's opened up non-troubleless, but lucky enough for him, so is Osborne. So he's got to get in there now. It's a perfect dart you would have thought to use.
60.
Would I be right in saying that it's felt like a night that some of the numbers, yes, they've been fairly good. The doubling at times have been
85.
good, but is it also fair to suggest there's not been much flow to the evening's action? Or am I a hard taskmaster?
I think you're being a hard taskmaster. I really do. I think that very difficult to come into a group when guys have been playing for 3 days and you are coming in cold as some people's custard. So
60.
I would say it's difficult. But the problem is with Group B, you've got no time to mess around. You've got to hit the ground running because you start missing, losing too many on the trot. The group soon gets away from you, being only 4 games a night. So you have to make sure you try and restrict your losses. There's some you're not going to be able to do anything about, but the ones you have a chance in, you've got to nail them.
109 left here for Whidmier, having slipped into the 12 of his first dart.
18.
And if we're going to be perfectly honest, that was a bit of a mess from the American as Osborne looks to pile the pressure on. Treble leads himself on a finish.
60.
And not coming up with one means that Whidmier gets away with his previous turn and still has 6 to take the lead. 46 left. Just wanted to double check that was in the target. It was close to the wire.
So confirms it's 46. It's now 88 with that treble 10.
87.
Right on the wire. Osborne back on 176. Slow start from him again here. He had that with Jamie Owens in his previous game and came back into it.
60. Jim McCarr, 16.
Jim Whid has been having 1 or 2 problems with the doubles so far this evening.
Getting shown the first
no such problem this time. It goes second dart. And Captain America takes a 1-0 lead over Colin Osborne.
And darts is in such a strong place over in North America. The CDC doing some brilliant work.
43.
The cross-border challenge takes place in a couple of months' time. In fact, we're going to get another couple of North American players coming here this year because they lost tour cards at the end of 2025. We'll see the return of perhaps the paces player that we could possibly elect to have here in Danny Lorby. And we'll also see Matt Campbell, the Ginger Ninja, return. He was exceptional 58. At the Oldie Livey Leaguey.
One of them, folksy. One of them, folksy.
We'll have a little chat about that cross-border challenge in the next leg.
125.
Very intriguing tournament. Pits Team Canada against Team USA. And actually, systems like the CDC have been benefited from the
81.
extension of the Grand Slam of darts in 2026. As Whidmier looks at 102. He's got 6 from here. Didn't have to chase the ball if he didn't want to.
42.
Whidmier again in charge of this one. Osborne back on 179. He's got 21 into the board. Just on a split screen, I just saw a boldy head just come across.
81.
There, I take it that was Hinksey checking the score for Colin Osborne.
Double 10.
50.
That was wide to the left. And so Osborne looking at 98 to square the contest up for 1 apiece. And that perfectly sat treble 20 leads to a double 19.
60.
She's usually so good at making that adjustment over the top, but unable to do so this time. And so Whidmier 2 5s for 2 zip.
Game show on the second leg.
There goes top corner, 2-0 to the American.
Third leg, Jim to throw first.
Leave yourself open a little bit. If you keep missing doubles and let Osborne in, we saw with Jamie Owens, he will eventually take him, Will Osborne.
100.
Well, I did say that we'd talk about the cross-border challenge in this leg, and that event returns.
100.
in a few months' time, in March. Now, the players that have won their ticket to that tournament via the rankings, Team USA, Adam Zavada, Stowe Bunce, Leonard Gates, Alex Spellman, Gary Mawson and Jason Brandon. That's a very strong-looking USA team. Whereas Team Canada, David Cameron, Darrell Christie, Carly Edmonds, Jim Long, Jacob Taylor, and a certain John Part. Now, there'll be 2 other wildcard picks, which both teams will make, which will make up an 8-man field aside, and that will take place in the middle of March.
140.
So tell a lie, it's the 17th and 18th of April, and they've also got their own specially designed cross-border dart challenge jerseys.
125.
I'll tell you what, there's some cool merch to do with this tournament. They've even got their own hoodie.
$60. Jimmy Carr,
Whidmier looking at 119 to go 3-0 to the goods.
I saw my names there. I see Jeff Smith wasn't on there. Would he be a wild card?
You'd think so. Daniel Orby's not on there. Trouble 12. There's Jim Whidmier died at double 13 on the inside.
106. Colin
Campbell wasn't on there either.
Yeah, because of the tour card status they had, they couldn't play the circuit. So you'd imagine now they're off, they'll get that wild card pick. 62 left here for Osborne.
97. Jimmy
Whidmier
Carr, 13.
hoping that 13 is lucky for him.
$11. Colin Carr, 44.
4 for tops to get himself into the game. To give himself some kind of foothold.
4.
But by failing
Jimmy
to oblige,
Carr, 2.
he allows Whidmier back to the madhouse to go 3 up.
Getting shot on the third leg.
He hit it last time and he hit it this time.
Fourth leg, Colin to through first. Game on.
Well, it's 3-0 down in this game, Colin Osborne, but I know how much you love a fun fact, Scott, and full credit
41.
goes to our producer, Robbie, for finding this piece of information. Colin Osborne's 129 checkout in his game against Jamie Owens was his 100th checkout in this building. Ton plus checkout, sorry.
Well, if you're going to give a fun fact, at least give it correctly.
100.
Nearly threw my poor producer under the bus there.
Did indeed.
We don't do bus pulling, do we, Scott?
123.
No, or pushing.
I'll tell you what, we should leave the buses alone.
Yeah, you definitely can't park in one, that's for sure.
99.
Can't park there, sir.
No, you can't.
However, somebody did say it can.
83.
It reminded me of a time a friend phoned me up and said that he'd hit a pig on the New Forest coming towards us.
Right, how does someone hit a pig?
Well, it's on the road. All the animals were on the road in the New Forest.
140.
He said, what should I do with it? I said, well, you're going to have to shoot it. And he said, well, that's all well and good, but what shall I do with his motorbike?
100. Colin Carr, 121.
1-2-1 for Osborne to save the match. Doesn't go, and so Whidmier back for 72 to win this contest by 4 legs to 0. To get his first win on the board. The only player not to have picked up a success tonight.
32.
And he's missed another match start,
Colin
just
Carr,
like he
24.
did in his game against Darren Webster last time out.
Getting shown the fourth leg, Colin Osborne.
Yeah, nicely done by Oz. Is he going to mount another comeback?
Fifth leg Jim to throw first. Game on.
It was only a holder throw. I think Jim Whidmier will reflect on this early part of his
85.
campaign. But he's given up a few too many opportunities to the opposition. Whichever opposition he's playing at the
99.
time.
Spam, isn't it?
41. $100. $100. $39.
Whidmier looking to finally get this
60.
game won. Only a 60 opens up the door here for Osborne.
$99.
Well, Lee's 164 to break back to reduce the gap to 3-2.
47. Calling your car
And Whidmier hasn't left to finish. And all of a sudden, the sands of time in this game could well change.
$60. $85. Calling your car 104.
So Oz goes the treble 20 route. 4 now for tops.
84.
He's under,
Junior
so
car 83.
Whidmier here should get a dart at bullseye. Minimum requirement. 16 for ball. We go for treble. No, he goes for the big one. Confident on the ball.
40. Calling your car 20.
Rushed that last one a little bit, didn't he? Osborne comes back for double 10. And you wouldn't back against him.
Game
That's the reason why you wouldn't back against him. He clung on in
Six
there
leg Colin
in his
to throw
game
first.
against
Game on.
Jamie Owens this evening. And now he's hanging on in there against Whidmier. Whidmier 3-0 up early doors against Darren Webster in game 3 and came out on the wrong side of that one. Is he having deja vu
140.
thoughts here? Jimmy Whid.
Whisper it quietly. Osborne's getting back into this game. Into the 15th minute of it.
100.
Past the quarter of an hour mark. And we have no idea how this is going to go. Remember, 4 more games to come after this.
100.
Tell you what, I'm just having a look at that website, Scott. They do some brilliant merch on there. You can literally get
68.
replica shirts for all the tournaments, the big tournaments that are played in the United States. You can have a White Mountain Shootout shirt. You can have a Virginia Beach Dark Classic shirt, a Seacoast Open hoodie.
82.
I like the colour of that hoodie. It was lovely.
93.
You can even get a Bain bag on there, a Doug Bain bag. It's sold out though, that's the only
96.
problem.
Very popular, very popular.
$60. Calling your car 83.
83 required to take us all the way. Double 16.
Game show on the 6th leg, Colin
Well,
Osborne.
that's a 14 darter, and Colin Osborne, who found himself adrift in this
Semi-final leg,
contest,
Jim,
has
to throw
taken us
first.
all the way
Game
to
on.
the last leg decider. And Jim Whidmier puffs his cheeks, maybe thinking that that same old sinking feeling is becoming apparent again.
45.
Forget Wuthering Heights. Whidmier is feeling the depths of despair right now.
Well, he's coming out of the traps like a racehorse. But towards the end of the match, he's
121.
like a cart horse.
$84.
That was a good find. Whidmier, and very important that he did to stay in touch. Osborne has turned the throw already. And he's now racing for home.
140.
Well, this has been a bit more of a pebble dash than it has been a full-on
96.
sprint. Heading into minute number 19 now. Well, if these two mess about on their doubles, it might be a game that started on Thursday and finishes on Friday. Quite literally.
59. $140.
Well, that ricochet will still leave Whidmier on a finish. First 2-1.
Yeah, but Osborne could leave himself on something a little handier. Needs a decent
95.
treble, and that's
Jim
exactly
McCall,
what he's done
136.
with the last dart. So 2 trebles needed for Jim. Not one of those, though. He's got the 2 trebles. 75 scored. He may go bullseye for the 25.
92.
That
Colin McCart,
was the route
86.
he went.
May just be a dart at the ball, but it's an opportunity nonetheless to win this match for Colin Osborne. Single 18 will leave said dart at the bullseye. Didn't contemplate the treble. He's left himself topped in
46.
Whidmier spurns a couple
Jimmy
more.
Carr, 44. Game
Double
shot of the match,
16
Jim
goes
Whidmier.
for Whidmier. It looked, to all intents and purposes, that it was going to get away from him. Did really well there to battle back in leg number 7 to get that back. The averages, they won't worry about that. It's all about the points on the board. We head into a short break, and Jamie Owens takes on Robbie Martin when we return.
Welcome to Friday the 13th here at the Modus Super Series. The first of two Friday the 13th in as many months. And before the break, we saw Jim Whidmier get the better of Colin Osborne by 4 legs to 3. Whidmier getting over the line eventually. 4 from 14 on his doubles. He finds himself on 2 points. It means that every player now has got a win to their name. And there's a chance here for Robbie Martin to go 4 points clear at the top of the group. If he can get the better of Jamie Owens, this is match number 7 of 10 that we're watching this evening in this Group B. And we're watching it live here on the Pluto TV network of channels. You can download the Pluto TV app. It's available on the Apple App Store, Google Play, wherever you get your apps from, and you can take the Super Series on the move with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you need to get up to any Evans, then the Pluto TV app is where you can take the tungsten on the move with you. Exactly what Angela Hogan was doing last week, watching Pluto TV when parked up legally and safely.
Stream now, pay never. That's the motto for Pluto TV.
180.
Maxi for Owens, first of the game. It's not been a night that's been littered with power scoring.
96. $95. 60.
So Jamie Owens, 6 darts on 186 to take the opening leg of the contest. As far as this night's concerned, 1 win, 1 defeat. Got the better
96.
of Jim Whidmier by 4 legs to 1 before then losing out to Colin Osborne 4-2 at the halfway point of the evening. Average just under 89, but 2 from 11 in terms of his doubling in that contest.
77.
Turned out to be his downfall,
90.
his undoing, but he's got 6 from this 90 to take the opening leg of this contest, and that's why he looks across to the 18s and now the 16s. 34 scored, so leaving himself with 56
50.
remaining, and when he comes back, he's going to get 3 darts at tops to take out the opener.
$60. Jimmy Carr, 40.
Double top for J-Lo.
Getting shot on the first leg, Jamie Owens.
And he's on the board.
Second leg, Robbie to throw first. Game on.
16 data for the Teesside Tungsten Ace.
And they're heads to heads this week. Robbie Martin won the first one on Monday 4-0. Owens won the second one 4-3. And Robbie won the third one 4-3. So it's 2-1, but it's been pretty tight since Monday.
So what you're saying is expect legs in this game.
Exactly what I'm saying.
59.
Robbie Martin has 54. One more game after this one this evening, taking on the American Jim Whidmier. Jamie Owens will have one more game after this, taking on Darren Webster.
$133.
Well, Jamie Owens looking to recover from a setback, and like they say in Rocky, it's not how hard you hit, it's how hard you get hit and then keep moving forwards.
57.
Owens looking to be the toast of Teesside again come Saturday night, having picked up a
30.
weekly title in the previous series. Got the better of the then defending champion Jeff Smith in the final. Having evaded a dart
81.
to be beaten by Spivey Man himself. Greetings, Spivey Man, if you're watching, as Owens piles in a second back to leave himself on 44.
148 for Martin. Another one of those will leave him double 14. You can see a little bit of wry smile there. He wasn't happy with that, but what a recovery
44.
with the treble 16. Keeps the pressure on this 44 from Owens.
Four. Robbie car 20.
So a couple of chances come and gone. Robbie Martin returning for 2 10s to level up at 1 apiece. Decent guy, can nudge that off the barrel. And
Games
that
on
is
the second leg,
exactly what he
Robbie
does
Martin.
to equalise this contest.
Third leg, Jamie to throw first. Game on.
Robbie in this fixture on Monday did have a 101 average against Jamie.
$97.
Robbie Martin, I was just about to say, he's beginning to drop off a little bit, but that
140.
140 will just bring it back into life. And I mean, you know him quite well, Scott, from playing in the same local areas. Would he be used to be playing darts at this time of night? Used to playing in something like this at this time of day?
When you're playing like Robbie does at the moment and as efficient as he is, you don't care what time of night you're playing. You just want to play.
60.
You just want to get out there and test yourself as many times as you can. When you're playing with all the confidence in the world, you can tell everybody you're feeling confident, but everybody knows until you go to that board
100.
and you show them your confidence, nobody will listen to you. But I know for a fact Robbie is throwing very confident at the minute, and it won't worry him what time of night he's playing or time of the morning.
97.
He will just get on with the job in hand and concentrate and focus on that dartboard and doing what he needs to do to the best of his ability on it.
64. $96. Gemini car 100.
Double top.
Game shot on the third
Got.
leg, Jamie Owens.
And that puts Jamie Owens 2 and up. And you may remember in Jamie's
Fourth leg,
previous
Robert
game
to
against
throw
Colin
first.
Osborne,
Game on.
Jamie was hit by a 3-figure finish of the Wizard to go 2-1 to the good. He didn't recover. He'll be hoping that that particular situation is antiphasized here. But Robbie Martin on throwing leg 4, kicking off 140.
$60.
Jamie Owens on Monday did have a 107 average himself against Martin Turner.
57.
Big 144 finish in the middle of that, the turning point in the game. So we know that Owens won't go away.
58.
Robbie Martin's just beginning to find that scoring power again.
He's looking likely every visit, doesn't he? And
133. Robbie car 164.
Well, can't be done now. Has got 6.
104.
And a beautiful pick-off after the missed single with dart 1. Leaving 60 after 12 to level the game up at 2-2.
78.
Nice bit of ball management there from Robbie. I can't say that's quite unusual for him, but that was really lovely.
Game shown the fourth leg, Robbie Martin.
As was that. Very nice and clean again.
Fifth leg, Jamie
goes back to 2-2. No quarter answer, none given here between these two. We've been in the same room now. This is the 4th day. I know a bit more about each other than they did on Monday morning.
140.
I think there's a few issues there with, it looks like Owens kind of stands in Hinksy's way a little bit before he's called
57.
the score, doesn't it? Because he's left-handed, takes the dart out with a right hand. But he does the right thing, he stops and doesn't remove
96.
the dart until Paul Hinks has called the score. That's the rules.
Mentioned in the previous leg, Robbie Martin and numbers. Did Niall tell you his nickname
59.
for Robbie?
Don't think you did.
Jose de South Coast.
Ah, very nice too. I get what you're doing there.
95.
Jose de South Coast. Right, got it.
So usually we'd say brains and beauty, but Niall has both in comparison to myself.
Yes, he certainly does.
125. Jim McCarr, 170.
Makes me pale into insignificance. Anyway, 170.
$99.
Needs to stay straight. Minimum
100.
requirement. Does
Jim
that.
McCarr, 71.
Owens here for a possible 14 dart. Now looking at a 15. Misses the big number.
31. Robbie McCarr, 160.
Well, this would be a mighty ask. And a sensational finish should it go his way.
Well, awkward had to go down to the
104.
16s, picks off the 888, and so
Jim
Owens
McCarr, 40.
tops to restore order and to restore a lead at 3-2. Double 10 now.
Game show on
Double
the
10
fifth leg,
found,
Jamie
3-2
Owens.
J-Lo.
Sixth leg, Robbie to
Well,
third
you did
first.
say,
Game
Scott,
on.
that this is the game, or a game, which has the potential of running close, and so far, you're living up to that expectation.
43. $57. $96. $84. $140.
Both these guys have been very good on their throw. I always say this 6th leg
56.
is very much the hardest to hold, because all the pressure is on you. Your opponent, when he's 3-2 up, is throwing with all the freedom in the world, because
52.
he knows he's going to get another chance with the throw. Nice work there from Rob Martin.
140.
That's a good
Robbie McCarr,
response from
170.
Jamie Owens. Ton here, minimum requirement. Really has to find a treble. Another one of those would be ideal.
96. Jamie McCarr, 164.
Well, this would be the fireworks finish, wouldn't it? If Owens can find the 164, another one of them. Would have left the bullseye for a bit of a fanfare. And so, Roberto
124.
Martino will return
Robbie
for
McCarr,
74 to take us all the way. He's going to get one dart to save this match. If he doesn't find tops, Owens is back to win.
Getting
And
shown
to
the
his
sixth
credit,
leg,
he's
Robbie
just
Martin.
about snuck it into the bottom right-hand corner. And we are going the
Seventh
distance.
final leg, Jamie to throw first. Game on.
He caught the other flight, but kind of with the forward momentum, powered itself through. When your luck's in, your luck's in. You've got to take your chances.
134.
That's a really, really good start from Jamie Owens.
One of them, Folksy.
Matched by Robbie Martin with the 140. Height of concentration going on with these two guys here. Super stuff from Jamie Owens. Can't do a lot about that. Can't knock that either.
Well, he's kicked on in the last. He had the darts. He knew that. And that 180 has just put him out of reach of Robbie Martin at this present moment in time. 6 darts from 187 to wrap it up 4-3. And it mean that both him and Robbie Martin would be level on 4 points. And they'd establish an order of them two being the main two protagonists.
58. Jamie Carr, 87.
Well, he's had to ride a bit of luck at times, Jamie Owens, but this has been a really good last leg, leaving a double with his 11th dart.
69.
But he couldn't take it out of either that or the 12th. Not that he necessarily had to.
$134. Jamie Carr, 18.
Interesting.
So 2 9s
Getting shot
to
in the match,
seal
Jamie
a
Owens.
last leg deciding win for Jamie Owens. It means that both him and Robbie Martin are on 4 points, and it feels like them two are going to be the main two as far as this Group B is concerned. Much better on the doubling for Jamie Owens. That was the cause of concern in his opening couple of games, but it looks like he's put that right. He wins 4-3. Osborne and Webster's coming next. Welcome back, everybody. And we're into game 8 of the night here at the Live Lounge in Port. So Group B action at the Modus Super Series. And before the break, we saw Jamie Owens get the better of Robbie Martin by 4 legs to 3. Average of 93 on the nose. 4 for 9 in terms of his doubling. And it means that him and Robbie are on 4 points. The winner of this one will also join them on 4 for Colin Osborne.
Game on.
He's playing his final game of the evening. As for Darren Webster, he's still got one more to go. He plays Jamie Owens right at the very end of the programme of games. And that one could be quite lively if them two are anything to go by.
140.
And these two firm
45.
fixtures on the PDC Pro Tour circuit. Many a meeting between the pair on arenas on the floor
57.
across Europe and the world.
$66. $100. $83. $84. $60. Call me your car, 120.
Well, 120 for Osborne. In fact, there's only one tangible meeting that we can find between the pair. We'll talk a bit more about it in a second because Osborne here looking at tops to
80.
take out leg 1. Now, it was back in 2012. It was the Killarney Pro Tour. And it was a game that Darren Webster won by 6
100.
legs to
Call me your
5.
car, 40.
Osborne, though, unable to find
Darren, your
tops
car,
or tens.
147.
Gives Webster a routine to this game. If he can find the 147, not to be this time.
92. Call me your car, 20. Game shown the first leg, Colin
And
Osborne.
eventually the Wizard gets over the line. As I say, Webster beat Colin Osborne 6-5
Second leg,
in that
Darren
quarter
through
final.
first. Game on.
Before then losing out 6-3 to Robert Thornton in the semis. And Thornton would lose 6-1 in the final of that particular
99.
Pro Tour event to Peter Snakebite Wright.
$100. $100.
Osborne
24.
just opting to move slightly to the left to get by the blocking dart. And how often do you do that and then over pitch it into the 1?
96. $40.
Well, Colin Osborne's not really had a Scooby-Doo in this leg, has he? Osborne 6 on 206 to level up at 1 apiece.
100.
Yeah, it's been a bit scrappy, hasn't it?
43. Down on your car, 106.
Well, they say that yesterday's history and tomorrow is a mystery.
42.
And today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And Webster's being presented a present here on throw because Osborne has given him no kind of opposition whatsoever. This
98. Down on your car, 64.
Take us to the equilibrionic point.
44.
Yeah, Osborne having a leg off here is a mystery to me. He's usually a machine.
100. Down on your car,
Can he
20.
thread together a double 10? Double 5.
15. Colin your car, 96.
Well, this for pinch.
Game show on the second leg.
Well,
Colin
when you remove the
Osborne.
cape, you'll see Colin Osborne's face on it because he has stolen
Feel
that
like
leg
Colin to
from
throw
Darren
first.
Webster.
Game on.
Yeah, Webster would have got away with that if it hadn't been for that meddling Osborne.
Now, today, Scott, is Friday the 13th. Would you like to know a bit more about Friday the 13th?
Have I got a choice?
100.
No.
Fantastic. Yes, then.
So, Friday the 13th is a widely recognised Western superstition considered an unlucky day that occurs when the 13th day of a month falls on a Friday.
140.
It's rooted in historical, religious and cultural anxieties. It combines the fear of the number 13 with a traditionally unlucky Friday,
137.
creating a day associated with misfortune, bad omens, and for some, a genuine fear, which is known as, I'm going to take a deep breath for this, Paris, Kevin,
55.
Dicker, Traya, phobia.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that
60.
again?
Paris, Kevin, Dia, Trachea,
Okay, yeah, no, I still haven't got it. Could you spell it for me? Write it on a piece of paper.
They haven't got a piece of paper big enough. They give you a few points on
81.
Scrapple.
It would.
100. Colin your car, 140.
140 for Osborne. But he hasn't had ton-topping phobia tonight, has he? He's already taken out the 129 in his 4-2 win over Jamie Owens in match 4.
41. Down on your car, 104.
But Webster looking at 104 and he'll look at the 16s because 4 of them would have left him tops.
53. Colin your car, 99. Game show on the third leg.
There's
Colin
one, there's
Osborne.
2, and that's 3-0 to the Wizards.
Fourth leg, Darren to throw first.
Demolition Man looks a forlorn figure there. Losing that second leg really did
140.
hit him hard.
Well, Osborne's found that radar again. He's a man who in the previous shoot in Southampton does have a 9 data to his name.
121.
Demolition Man here really wanting to get on with it, isn't he?
But he's not going to be in this leg. Just a bit more on Friday the 13th.
140.
The unluckiness kind of dates back to the Last Supper, where 13 people were present before Jesus'
60.
crucifixion on Good Friday, with Judas Iscariot often considered the 13th guest. And apparently, in Norse mythology, a dinner of 12 gods was interrupted by an uninvited 13th guest, resulting in the death of
90.
Balder, Ancient Romans believed 13 was a sign of death or bad fortune.
100. Coming car 91.
However, Colin Osborne is hoping for all the good fortune here. Looking at 91 to win this match. Look at the 14s. Picks off the treble to leave himself double 16.
59.
And that would have been to wrap up a 4-0 win to end his night.
On
the
the
top found, and
Darren
Webster keeps this contest going. And incidentally, Scott, there's still a possibility that every single player could finish on 4 points in this group. And that would be the case if Colin Osborne won this game, Jim Whidmier beat Robbie Martin
100.
in Game 9, and then Darren Webster beat Jamie Owens in Game 10. All 5 players in this group would be tied on 4 points following the first night's worth of play.
And as Gino De Campo said, if my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
The wheels fell off for that
95.
bike a long time ago. The wheels falling off here for Colin Osborne.
100. $58. 58.
Well, Osborne has to punt in a couple here.
85.
The 85 leaves him on 163, bogey number.
32.
So Osborne 6 starts at 163.
And you always hit 2 trebles when you're on a bogey.
97.
That's nothing to do with Friday the 13th. That's Sod's Law, that is.
Well, as we like to call it round here, Murphy's Law.
131.
As Webster finds a 1-3-1 set up to leave himself on tops. If he gets a look, because Osborne is hoping that 66 gives him the route to victory. And he's going to get a dart, a double top to
26.
wrap it up.
Darren Newcar 40.
To keep the game
Game's on
going.
the fifth leg,
Webster
Darren
was
Webster.
3-0 down. He's residualised the deficit to 3-2.
6 leg Darren to through first. Game
And
on.
all of a sudden, Osborne, who had all the breathing space in the world, has seen this match return a throw.
45.
He's been pegged back.
By the wee man from Norwich in Norfolk.
99. 100.
Darren looks like a canary in that shirt, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're having a slightly better time of it now, Norwich, aren't they, in comparison to their exploits at the start of the season.
30.
Philippe Clement, their manager nowadays, and they're finding themselves slowly but surely eking away from the bottom
100.
3 of the EFL Championship table, whilst Middlesbrough, they're at the top of it, of course. They played Coventry on Monday night.
Yeah, I thought you started to speak to me in French there. I was just about to say, oui, oui, Monsieur Henry. No, Norwich are turning it round, and they look a good chance of the playoffs as well, the way they're playing at the moment.
So quickly that league can change.
100.
Look at the desperate position that Leicester and West Brom find themselves in now. Well, Webster, 156 to take us all the way to a last leg decider.
60.
And he's going to get 6 starts from here to do exactly that. That's that perfectly. Invitally for a second. Double 18.
120.
Webster did something similar to Jim Whidmier earlier here on a bit of a
47.
comeback
Double
trail,
car,
didn't he?
56.
Double 18 to go 3-3.
Gain show on the 6th leg, Darren Webster.
And then Webster came and
Seventh
picked
and
his
final leg,
pocket
Colin to
in
throw
the
first.
last leg.
Game on.
Last time Webster had the darts, though. This time he is going to have to break the throw of Colin Osborne. He's just won 3 in a row, and he'll be confident.
85.
Well, Webster is looking to complete the ultimate turnaround from 3-0 behind to 4-3 winner.
100.
And if he was to do so, it mean that this table had more changes than Nottingham Forest managers this season.
42.
Looks like Vitor Pereira. Wait, he's been installed, hasn't he, Vitor Pereira, into that post?
Premeditated all that for me. I think he knew what he was doing. The chairman, before that game even kicked off.
100. $96.
Well, Osborne, 2-child turn at the perfect
140.
time. Leads himself on a finish after 12, forcing Webster into a treble to do likewise.
100.
He picks it off with the last. Osborne, first poke to win this game 4-3, having been 3-0 in front. Not to be this time, so Webster will come back. He will have a look at the 164 to nick it.
41.
He was 3-0 behind in this contest, but he has a chance now to win it 4-3. Triple 18 gets it. Bullseye. Oh, that would have been some way to have sealed the comeback.
Common car 93.
Yeah, Webster turned to the crowd there, didn't he? Didn't quite have the dart grip right, so steps
53.
back and then makes sure of the 20. Tops it is then for Webster, and the biggest comeback of the evening. And he's done it again. Did it against Jim Whidmier earlier. Now he's done it against Colin Osborne. You can see he's like a little terrier, even taking his darts out. He's happy with that. Don't worry about the average, he said. 4 from 12 on the doubles. Another 2 points on the Webster League table. We take a short break, and when we return, it's Robbie Martin taking on Jim Whidmier.
that is the view from the stage of the live lounge in Portsmouth, where we are here for Super Series action. And game number 9 sees Robbie Martin and Jim Whidmier go head-to-head. Before the break, we saw Darren Webster get the better of Colin Osborne by 4 legs to 3, average of 84 and a half for the Demolition Man in that. Puts him on to 4 points, plays Jamie Owens in the last game of the night. The winner of that one will move on to 6 points, which is exactly what Robbie Martin can do here. If he can get the better Jim Whidmier in this game number 9 of the night. The man in purple hoping to find a purple patch to finish his night and to put himself top of the pile.
100. $44.
And I think already, I've only seen him here for the best part of 6 months, Robbie Martin, but I think what we're beginning to establish of him already is he's a performer you can trust.
40.
You kind of know where his baseline, where his level is, doesn't deviate too far high and low of that. His numbers this evening are indicative of it. 89 average in game 1, 91 average in game 2, 88 average in game 3. The
60.
doubling's been good all night long. 4 from 7, 4 from 5, 3 from 4.
Yeah, it was running a 92 average
100.
for the first 3 days. 15 games he played on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 92.3 and 46% on his doubling. It's right up there with the very best for me.
121.
Well, you know I like statistics and I like numbers and I like geeky stuff, Scott.
I do. I thought you
81.
said you liked the stylistics. They were a band in the 70s. But anyway, you carry on. Don't let me interrupt.
Now, if you break down what is the tour norm in terms of averages, the 64 line, the mean
99.
line for 12 months, it skirts either side of the 92 border. So that's the level that he's played at for 15 games. Now, granted, players playing on the Pro Tour, that's a bigger sample
100.
size.
Robbie
And then if you want to be
120.
doubling the elite, well, you've got to be pitter-pattering around 40%. He was about 46 in his Group A campaign. And he's looking for 120 here, but he's not going to get.
45. Jim, you can't.
I kind of agree with you in principle there, but I remember when I had a card, I ran a 93 average the first year and 92 the second and lost my card. So you've got to have wins with the averages.
60. Robbie Carr, 75.
Well, Martin Adams would have a very stern word view about averages if he was here tonight. As Robbie Martin looks a double top.
35. Jim Carr, 20.
So Jim back at double 10 then. Doubles have been his Achilles heel this evening. Double 5. That one's a proper bounce out.
10. Robbie Carr, 40.
And that's Jim's given himself opportunities, but he's also offered up a
Each on the
few.
first leg, Robbie Martin.
And honestly, if I went up there with a Sharpie on that dartboard and I put a little dot
Second
in
leg,
the
Jim to
middle
throw first.
of that
Game on.
double top, I think Robbie Martin would hit and land on that dot every time.
Well, as we say so often about players, particularly Robert Forster, when he gets going
99.
on tops, it's like it's on a thread of string.
Yeah, but for Robert Thornton, it shouldn't be double top, should it? He's knee-high to a grasshopper. So you would have thought that maybe a
134.
lower number like the 16s or 10s would be better for him, but he absolutely loves tops.
An argument at his best, the best tops hitter in the
62.
sport.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Saw it when he won the World Grand Prix. Particularly the doubling
57.
in on that target. He hardly missed.
No, you're absolutely right.
96.
Martin not quite turned the throw here. A double treble visit here as he leaves himself on the very handy 310. And you'll see the reason why if this one goes in.
140.
I'll just look at the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Leaves himself on 170.
100. Robbie Carr, 170.
It's time for some late night fishing in the Super Series lake. Robbie's going to put his rod away.
He's going
96.
to put his rod
Jimmy Carr,
away.
144.
Well, let's hope that you're not putting it away for him. And who is Ray? That's a very valid point. Who is Rod Ray? Who is
96.
Rod Ray?
Robbie Carr, 74.
You're not related to that fellow that was in the Only Fools and Horses who was crying, are you?
Who, Tony Angelino?
54.
Exactly.
Jimmy Carr, 48.
No, but I did buy a Range Rover off him. Anyway, with my 48 to level up at one apiece. So 29 left here for Jim.
32.
18 scored.
Robbie Carr, 20.
Return for 2-8s if Martin doesn't convert 2 10s.
Getting
And
shown the
that
second
puts
leg,
our
Robbie
Martin 2-0 to the goods.
Third leg, Robbie to throw first.
Not had it all his own way, though, has he?
$100. $140. $180.
Good stuff again from Martin. Now got himself 2 legs to the good and applying the pressure.
93. $58. Robbie Carr,
It feels like this game now is beginning to become one-way traffic in Robbie Martin's direction. Well, that was a
115.
slip that he wasn't expecting. And we spoke about Friday the 13th, and look what he's left. He's left 13.
And the single would have left 32. But went for the big single, and he got the big double.
65. Robbie Carr,
19.
13.
5 for double 4 here then. Smack bang centre of the 5.
Getting shown the third
Not
leg,
quite
Robbie
smack
Martin.
bang centre of the double 4, but Martin won't worry about that.
Fourth leg, Jim to
He's
throw
now
first.
3-0 to
Game
the
on.
good.
Well, it turns out, Scott, that Robbie Martin has not got pareskerodecatriophobia.
45.
And he likes spiders as well. So I know that.
He's not got arachnophobia.
No.
$100.
Do you like spiders, Henry?
I don't mind them. Now,
That's good. There's one on the back of your chair.
Now, there's not
134.
actually a officially recognised phobia for commentators. However, there is something called misophonia, which is a fear of
45.
a particular voice.
I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. Didn't know it had a name.
$58.
Is it like a squeaky voice or just any voice? One I'm frightened of, a
95.
bit squeaky at times.
You're making a rod off your own back there.
Oh, not another wad.
60.
Anyway, let's put that away and now focus on the main action, because Martin hoping to be a few darts
96.
away from the finishing post in this game. 120 left by Whidmier to get something on the board. But Martin here should get the job done. Hoping to get the job done.
100. Jimmy Carr, 120.
$120 to save the match. Doesn't get it, and so
60.
Robbie
Robbie Carr,
Martin here looking at 104 to wrap up a 4-0 victory. We'll stay there.
84.
Shanghai of
Jimmy Carr,
18s
60.
was on offer. Whidmier has 60 on offer to get himself back into the match. Double top.
25.
It's wide of the mark, and so
Robbie Carr, 20.
Martin returns double 10 to wrap up
Getting shown
a
the match,
demolition
Robbie
job,
Martin.
a 4-0 win, and it means that he is on 6 points overnight going into Friday's play here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Last game is between Darren Webster and Jamie Owens. Here we go, final game of the evening here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and it is a meeting between Darren Webster and Jamie Owens. Before the break, Robbie Martin got the better Jim Whidmier by 4-2 to round his evening's worth of action off. And so he sits on 6 points, and he will be joined by the winner of this match on that mark. Now, because of his legs difference of +10, doesn't matter the margin of victory by whichever player in this game. It would mean that Marts would be top of the group. And it would put the Marts mob one step closer towards booking tickets for Saturday night.
100.
Forget the Live Lounge. It might be La Viola, because there'll be a sea of purple in here. It's like watching
93.
a Fiorentina home game when Robbie Martin's clan are here.
100.
I'm on comms as well Saturday night, so it'd be nice to see a mob of the Dorset mob in town.
180.
Owens piling in a max. Oh, we're not going to see another max.
100.
Jamie Owens is thinking, thank goodness.
He probably is.
134.
Shouldn't want to max here.
139. Jamie Carr 94.
And we don't get a max there. Owens look at a 94. Double top for potential 11 dart start. 12 will do, and that's the break that he needs at some point in this contest.
Second leg, Jamie.
Just had a 12 dart leg, and he seems to have a problem with it.
Well, it could have been 11, you see.
Oh, well, yeah.
$43.
See, now there's something to complain about. Not a 12 dart leg. But he's up there doing it, not me. So fair play to him. Can't argue how he's been doing it so far.
We've spoken
48.
about it with Jamie in the past. He's a player that has to play with some edge. Has to play with some gusto, with some testosterone, with something that just gets him going. He's not the type of player that can play a game with no intensity, with no feeling through the blood or anything like that.
80.
He's got to go out there and give everything. It's the only way he knows how to play the sport.
100.
No, I don't disagree with any of that statement. I think we've seen a much better version of Jamie tonight.
$60. $180.
Maxi for Jamie Owens. Second 180 of the game. And he's threatening the hold of throw, which had come for the break in the opening leg.
70. Getting shot in the second leg, Jamie Owens.
And once again, the concentration levels of Owens
Third leg, Darren to throw first.
have to be commended. A lovely shot out there of 70. Nice and clean.
60.
That's a touch unlucky for Webster there. 3 nicely thrown darts, just didn't find the
91.
desired location.
One of them, 40. $96.
Well, let's have a look at how both players' darts go into the board. As you can see, Darren flows it rather flat, but they do come up rather
140.
upright as he pars in a 140. As for Jamie Owens, they stand up to attention.
He generally uses them quite well.
180. Darren
What a lovely shot that was of that dart. Treble 17 missed, but back in for the treble 20.
134.
Webster leaves himself on 24. Owens was looking for the old 54 tops route, I
98.
believe.
WK 24.
Well, darts at both
12.
double 12 and double
Jimmy
6 have
Carr,
been missed to get
36.
Webster back into the contest. And so Jamie Owens looking at double 18 for the double break. Double 9.
Getting shown the third
14
leg, Jimmy
darter.
Owens.
3-0 up. And now has the darts to seal a comprehensive
Fourth
win
leg,
to
Jamie
round
to
off
throw
his
first.
night. It wouldn't put him above Robbie Martin in the table,
Game on.
but it would put him level on points. And he will be first out to bat tomorrow night as well. And because everybody has
57.
picked up points, Jamie Owens will know if he wins his first two, particularly with Robbie Martin being that second
60.
game, then there's a chance that he'll be through with 2 matches to spare. Those are the averages. Owens averaging now in excess of a ton. A really good performance
100.
for him to round off the night. And a night which at times has seen misdemeanors on the doubles, but
100.
I think it's also fair to say that as the evening's come to a close, his performances have gone in an upward direction.
140.
I think that win over Robbie Martin has given him some confidence.
140.
Although we should say that Darren Webster was 3-0 down in his previous match against Colin Osborne and rallied to a 4-3 win.
58.
He doesn't give up.
100. Jimmy
He's
Carr,
left himself on 101,
146.
but this would be some way to round the night off. Needed 2 trebles to leave himself a dart at double 16. Webster back at 101 to save the match.
56. Darren Carr, 101.
Was looking at the 11 to leave tops. The double leaves 29. Should have got ball 1. Ball man.
85. Jimmy Carr, 90.
May be the ball that ends this game. Because Jamie Owens
65.
couldn't quite find the red
Carr,
bit
16.
to wrap it up.
No score.
But
Jimmy Carr,
Webster's done a
25.
Hogan. And so Jamie Owens here looking at 25 to wrap this match up 4-0. 2 darts at 2 8s. Doesn't like
9.
the liar dart
Darren
2, and
Carr,
that's why.
16. Getting shown on the fourth leg, Darren Webster.
And Webster claws himself back into the contest.
Fifth leg,
That
Darren
is a
to throw
break.
first. Game on.
And so Webster has the darts in this one to return it a 3-2 and to then really ask the question of Jamie Owens.
60.
What's going to be your takeaway of the night, Scott,
93.
as you head up the N27 once we're done?
85.
I think it's been quite a cagey evening, this Group B. And I can see it being very similar tomorrow as
100.
points are chased. I think everybody will feel that
41.
they're still in with a shout. Even the guys down the bottom of the table. If they can string a couple of wins early doors against those guys at the top,
56.
could pull it all back together again. Squeeze it up. That would be good for us as entertainment, but probably not for the fans
140.
of certain individual players. So, but yeah, I think I've been impressed with Owens probably. I think he's played better tonight than he has in Group A.
58.
In Group A, we saw the quality, but not quite the consistency that went with it. I think we're seeing more consistency, whether it's because
59.
less games, whether it's because there's more concentration because of the clientele in the group. I think it's a bit of everything is the reason why he's played better this evening.
If you're interested in my takeaway for Thursday night, it's a
Darren
kebab.
Carr 116.
Webster 116. He's going to get it done at double 18 to save the match even further, not to be. And so Owens here, 108 to keep us on real tenterhooks. So who's going to win this group? Because both him and Robbie Martin are on 6 points following the end of the first night's play. He's beaten down Webster by 4 legs to 1 in the final game of the evening session. For Webster, 4 points. It's a decent total for the end of the first night's play. His first night here in over 2 years. That's the tail of the tape from a final game of the evening session. Owens running out a 4-1 winner. Him and Robbie Martin are both on 6, and we'll have studio analysis on the other side of this short break.
So this is how tonight went in Group B. Before the break, we saw Jamie Owens get the better of Darren Webster by 4 legs to 1. It means both him and Robbie Martin are at the top of the group at the halfway stage of proceedings, both with 6 points to their name following the end of tonight's action. There you can see It's plus 10 legs difference for Robbie Martin, which sees him on 6 points and at the top of the table. Jamie Owens plus 5, and all the other players, incidentally, on legs difference. Darren Webster picking up 2 wins from his evening. I think he'd be more than pleased with that on his first night's worth of play here in over 2 years. So that is how the table looks at the halfway point. And Scott Mitchell, the former world champion, is with me here in the studio to assess what we've watched tonight. And in terms of what we have seen this evening, I suppose the plaudits have to go to Robbie Martin. His numbers from Group A suggested that he was the player to beat. The bookies put him down as the player to beat, and he certainly lived up to that hype.
Well, he has to come to the pressure of it, has he? He's actually lived up to it. He would have seen that he was the favourite for this group out the back. Knowing Robbie like I do, he's probably ignored that. Not worried about it too much. 6 points out of 8. Yeah, he'd be pleased with that. And you have to say that he kind of set his stall out quite early. The one game that he's lost is to a very informed Jamie Owens, so I don't think he'll be too bothered about that. He knows that he's just got to get through to the show on Saturday night, and if it's first or second, I don't think he'll be too bothered.
We've spoken so much about his power scoring in the past, but we've got to give full credit to his finishing, because in pretty much every single game, it was there or thereabouts. When he needed to take an opportunity, to his credit, he did.
Yeah, when Robbie leaves a double, you know, your opponent doesn't get back at the minute. Some of the stuff, some of the setup play to the double, he's been fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Anywhere over that 100 mark, he seems to be hitting trebles to leave himself a double. So you're not seeing him take out big 100-plus shot outs, because he doesn't need to. He's scoring that well. He's getting that far in front of his opponents. And then he's just leaving that double, walking up with 3 in his hand, and 9 times out of 10 hits it with the first one.
Jamie Owens second in the table. What will be your assessment of his night as a whole?
I think Jamie has probably been a vast improvement on what we saw in Group A. He was very feast and famine. We actually spoke when he came in tonight. He was one of the first into the players' room tonight. And he said to me, I agree with what you've been saying about me all week, about how 1 minute I'm in a game and I play brilliant, and then the next game I seem to disappear. He's going to try and work on that. And he said he berates himself a little bit too much. He said he would try to work on that as well, because he can see that what he's actually doing is stopping himself. Didn't really need me to mention it, just needed to watch back what he'd been doing in Group A. We didn't see so much of that tonight, and we saw a better Jamie Owens.
You mentioned that feeling of inconsistency. Is that the difference then, that's separating him from being a good player? We know how good he is, but then maybe him taking that next step of being a real elite player at this end of the sport?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he has everything that you need. You're not going to rush him around. He has a stage presence. He has a belief in himself. It's when he loses that belief is when his game goes off. So the longer he can believe in himself, the better he'll be. So if he starts playing better, the more he'll believe in himself, and you'll cut out those berating moments of yourself and make you a better player long term.
Darren Webster finds himself on 4 points overnight. I get the sense he might be the happiest player when his head hits the pillow this evening, because both the wins he got, he had to ride his luck a bit.
He did have to ride his luck a bit, and you have to say, probably on the stage, in front of the cameras, he's a little rusty. He's taken a bit of time off. Yeah, he's had class in the past, but that's all in the past. You can only dictate what happens to you now in the future. And he's got to, he looked a little rusty for me tonight. I don't think he'll be that slow out of the blocks tomorrow night.
When you have that time away, how difficult is it to get back on the horse trail, particularly in an environment like this where there's no prisoners taken?
The mind tells you that you want to do it. The mind says you want to do it, and you remember back to the days when you were doing it and you were finding the game really easy. To come back after quite a long break for Darren, it's very difficult to get back up to those levels. You don't realise when you're at those levels and you've played for 20 years, if you take 2 years off, you think you're going to come back to that level you finished. You don't. You go backwards and then have to come forwards. And sometimes it can take 2 or 3 years to get back to where you were. There is no quick fix to getting back there.
In terms of Colin Osborne, if we say Darren Webster is the player that will hit the pillow happiest tonight, is Colin Osborne the one that's hoping the bed bugs don't bite?
Yeah, probably. I think he got bitten a couple of times this evening, did Oz. Got himself into really good positions and probably won't be happy with the way that they either didn't go for him, he didn't close them out, or he he missed the score and let the player catch him up. It's one of those for Oz. I think that'll be a bit of what if night for him when his head hits the pillow tonight.
We've spoken about him a lot. We've seen him here a lot. His experience is second to none, unparalleled in comparison to other players here at the Super Series. How important could that be tomorrow night? Because I'm sure at some other stage when he's been here in the past, he's been in a situation similar.
Yeah, he definitely has. And especially with the Group B, he realises that everybody's still in it. He's not looking at the top guys going, well, they're gone or whatever. He knows he's still in it with the top guys. But he also knows the people below him are still in it, can easily catch him. They're only 2 points behind, and one slip and he'll be dragged back into it.
In terms of Whidmier, he did say he hasn't played too much in terms of competition. I know he's at the Dutch Open at the weekend. Did we see a bit of that rustiness tonight?
Oh, there's going to be rustiness for Jim. You know, we know he's been a great player out in America for many, many years. And we saw flashes of it again tonight. There wasn't quite the consistency. But his biggest problem tonight was his double hitting. And that is rustiness. You can't practice it. You can stand at home with all the freedom in the world. When you're practicing at home, you throw with freedom. And you just hit everything. It's not an issue. When you come and have a person stood behind you, the MC at your side, a few TV cameras in your face, you can't practice that. And it's been a while since he's done that. So I think, yes, he has a right to be rusty. There's no two ways about it. But will he be so rusty tomorrow? No, because he's a winner and he will not want to make the same mistakes again today. So he won't let an excuse like being rusty be the reason that he's missing doubles.
Right, let's have a look at the table then, follow the end of tonight's play. As we've mentioned, Robbie Martin and Jamie Owens, the top two players in the group, having picked up 3 wins out of 4 apiece. Darren Webster is the best of the rest and in that final qualifying position. So that's how Group B looks at the halfway stage. This afternoon we saw Group C get underway, and it was the pair of Ashley Coleman and Tom Lonsdale who topped the table. We spoke about Ashley Coleman at the top of the programme, so it's only right we speak about Tom Lonsdale at the end of the programme. He actually got the last minute call up to play here, Tom. We didn't quite know what form he was going to be in, but we also know the type of quality and class he has. And particularly at the start of the session, he showed that of a couple of 4-0 wins. Absolutely.
I think if we count through the middle, he had a 4-3 win, and then he had 3 4-0 wins. So he actually ran 13 legs on the trot. We missed it this afternoon. I was looking back through the stats between sessions, and yeah, he ran 13 legs on the trot without reply. So is he in a good position? Yeah, damn right he is. And whether he came in late or not, had a really good challenge tour as well. One of the challenge tour he had 3 or 4 wins and had a good run. So he knows he's playing okay.
Can you see past that top 2 tomorrow?
It's going to be very difficult. Somebody's going to have to make a charge early doors and beat the top 2 to peg them back in. I think there's going to have to be a few favours done for one another. But if you ask me now, they're going to be very tough to catch.
Very quickly, in terms of the week as a whole, Derek Coulson won Group A. Is he still the player to beat in your mind, having seen everybody in action now?
I think so. I think he's lived up to the favourite hype. And I thought that he looked really assured for 2.5 days. Couple of games at the end, you could say he limped over the line, but with the pressure, that you kind of accept that.
Right, safe travels. I shall see you tomorrow morning. Looking forward to that. Scott, as ever, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for your company. Always a pleasure to be joined by our faithful Pluto TV viewers. And this is what's coming up for your viewing pleasure. Coming up next, it's the break of throw, and it breaks down Luke Littler. And that is being done by none other than the 16-time champion of the world, Phil the Power Taylor. So do join us for that. That's in a couple of moments' time. 2 sessions of darts tomorrow. Ashley Coleman is top of Group C. Darren Webster, well, he is hoping for a better time than it looks like he's enjoying in that particular picture there in Group B from 10 o'clock in the evening. Derek Coulson is looking for yet another weekly title. It would be number 5. It would be Champions Week appearance number 6 if he was able to cross the line on Saturday evening. Our coverage gets underway from 7:30 p.m. Whilst Robert Fulton, he's picked up a double start title here in the past. He's looking for his first weekly crown when week 5 gets underway on Monday morning from 9:30. We shall see the 2-time World Seniors champion in action there. So that's what's coming up across Pluto TV. We've got 2 sessions worth of action for you tomorrow. We kick off at 1 o'clock with Group C coming towards a close. Ashley Coleman and Tom Lonsdale very much in situ, but as far as tonight is concerned, it was the 2 Group A combatants, Robbie Martin and Jamie Owens, who ruled the roost. They're both on 6 points in a very good position to progress. We'll see you tomorrow for 1. Take care. Bye for now.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith!
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magnet!
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12.